Hey there. In this time, in this stress where the burden and the challenge of figuring out what's next sits heavy on your shoulders. I want you to know I've been through this several times. If you're my age, man, we were in tech in the Silicon Valley and had a term sheet from investors, and in 2000 they called back and said, we would like it back because everything is falling apart. The tech bubble just crashed. And then the next year, the twin towers were crashed into and everything, hotels and airplanes and everything stopped and we didn't know what was next. We couldn't predict it. In 2008, I was at a conference and we were in this resort and we had these TVs up on the walls and we're watching as the infrastructure, the financial infrastructure of the country just fell apart. In whatever country you're in, you may say, Chris, that only happened in the US. In our country, that happens every year or every 3 years or every 5 years. You may have had more experiences than what I'm talking about. But what unites us is the fact that we've all been through, or we're going through right now, a situation where we go, I don't know what's next. I don't know how to predict the future. And if you are in a place where you're selling a product or selling a service, you're likely in a place going, I don't even know how to do this. How do I navigate, or how do I even sell or pitch in a downturn? And I'll tell you, first, for your existing customers, be encouraging. Come alongside them. Give them hope. They're the folks that are already in-house. Come alongside them and be encouraging. What are the things you can share with them? What are the insights? What is the data? What are the tools you can provide for them to say, you're not alone in this. I'm right there with you. Another dynamic of it is be supportive. They're going to call in and say, hey, I can't afford to pay this bill, or I'm not sure I can do this, or I need to downgrade my plan. Be supportive. Don't push someone into a place of shame because they can't pay you what you hoped they would pay you. Instead, be supportive. The most important thing for your existing customers is for them to know that they're not alone, that you're there with them. And it doesn't have to be a fancy script, a nice landing page, a pitch, or even an email. It's just the sense of saying, I'm right there with you. We're in it together. And then for new customers, for prospects, be helpful. What is it that you know that you can share? What is it that data that you have that you can give access to? What tools can you provide at a discounted rate or even at a no cost rate for some period of time? What can you do to be helpful? The more you do that, the more you'll discover that providing value, being helpful, being supportive, being encouraging is not just something that works in a downturn. It works all the time.